We begin with your 17 Court Watch. Trial began today for Matthew Queen, accused of torturing and killing Michael Holsenbeek. Holsenbeek is part of a group who became known as the Bakersfield Three. Three acquaintances who were murdered or went missing around the same time back in 2018. 17's Maddie Jansen was in the courtroom today for opening statements, and she joins us now with the latest. Maddie?
Good evening, Tammy. It took Judge Charles Bremer 10 minutes to read all of the charges against Matthew Queen, 35 of them in total, ranging from murder to kidnapping to manufacturing and selling guns, among others. 4 years to the date since Michael Holsenbeek was reported missing to the Bakersfield Police Department. Matthew Queen went on trial for his torture and murder.
Conspiracy to commit the murder of Michael Holsenbeek between March 20th and March 27 of 2018.
Prosecutor Eric Smith says an ill-fated partnership between Queen, Holsenbeek, and Queen's former girlfriend Bailey Despot started as a scheme to make and sell illegal guns.
Mr. Queen kind of self-styled himself as a boogeyman. Here he wrote, "I'm just about fed up with you disrespecting me. You about to find out why they call me the boogeyman."
Prosecutors say Queen asked to use Matthew Van de Castile's garage in March of 2018 to get information about a missing gun out of Holsenbeek.
On March 23rd of 2018, Matthew Queen and Bailey Despot's phones go to the area of the apartment on 3029 North Half Moon.
Holsenbeek was never seen alive again, but his arm and later his skull were found in the Kern River. Smith says examiners determined it was likely that Holsenbeek died from a gunshot wound to the head. When Matthew Van de Castile went to prison in 2018 and Queen started dating Van de Castile's ex, prosecutors say Van de Castile decided to talk to police about what happened in his garage. He was the witness they had been waiting for. He directed them to a blood stain in the garage that turned out to be Micah's. And he has agreed to testify in exchange for a plea deal in his own case.
Again, he was directed to a particular shelf by Matthew Van de Castile.
But this case isn't straightforward by any means, with 35 charges relating to multiple victims, not just Michael Holsenbeek. Megan Farmer is one of them who testified today. We can't show her testimony because the judge is allowing video only during opening and closing statements, but she told jurors about the time she says Queen held a gun to her head and said she overheard Queen saying he would torture Holsenbeek.
Ultimately, she did tell law enforcement, primarily Sergeant Chad Garrett, and he kind of backtracked and looked into the information to see what had occurred. He looked into cell phone data, social media, cell phone location device information.
Matthew Queen showed little emotion, whispering several times with defense attorney Timothy Hennessy. Hennessy's opening statements lasted less than 2 minutes, telling jurors at the end of this trial they might not like Queen, they may even hate him, but that they will not think he's guilty.
That you understand that this is not a story about one evil man. This is a story about a sad and tragic group. And at the end of this, I will not be the only one who thinks that Mr. Queen is not responsible for Micah's death.
Trial continues tomorrow and is expected to last about a month. Bailey Despot and James Kolstad are the remaining members of the so-called Bakersfield Three. Despot remains missing and charged in this case along with Queen. James Kolstad was shot and killed 4 years ago this week on April 8th. No one has ever been arrested for his murder. In studio, Maddie Jansen, 17 News.